Hi, I'm Peter O'Keefe from Golf Strong. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're at Garrettstown Beach in Ireland, a lovely, flat, open space. The tide is out, so it's a great place to focus on speed, which is what we're going to be talking about today. We did a video a couple of months back with Speed Golf Rob, the need for speed. If you haven't seen that one, go back and check it out. So today I'm going to talk to you basically about how I build it up, how I train it, which is why I'm at the beach. I prefer being at the beach rather than the golf course to work on the training aspect of it. And we're going to talk to you about how you can implement this into your golf to get you faster, especially on the golf course. So come with me and I'll bring you through it. Okay, so a question I get an awful lot is applying structure around practice in general, but also applying structure on how to increase your speed. So here's a very simple station that I really like to work on. It does a couple of things. The first thing is the orange stick or whatever it is, but it's set out in front of the ball. That's to give me a visual or some sort of external feel that the club has to be traveling at its fastest after the ball. So many people try and bring speed on by pulling, so they get urgent in the downswing and then they actually slow up through the ball, which is obviously counterproductive. We're trying to create a system where you're increasing and you're accelerating at the right time, okay? Which will give you that up feeling. So what I like to do then is obviously train speed at the same time, whereas I would have one gear here, which is, I refer to it as like a chip driver or a slower driver. Then this one is my golf course speed, and then this one is me building up for my 1 rep max or maximum intent, okay? So again, I'm focusing that the club has to be accelerating after the ball, even with the slower speed, which is still speed training. So you're going to be chipping that one. So for example, so that is a nice chippy shot. Just press the button there, grand. Then you're going into your full rep range or your golf course speed, where again, you're more into your bigger swing. Perfect. So we've hit the chip shot or the chip drive, we've hit the normal golf course speed. So this is obviously building up to your 1 rep max. And obviously if you're doing sets of 3, it gives your practice structure. So this is where your technique kind of goes out the window a little bit. You're trying to get really into your body. You've warmed up and you're just really getting as much speed as you can. So again, you're just really trying to potentiate yourself, get your speed up. And that one was 128.5. So I reckon first one's around 115, 116. Second round, 124, which is my golf course speed. And ball speed goes up to 190, which is really what we're looking for. Okay, so speaking of ball speed, a lot of questions again, what is the relevance of ball speed? How do I maximize it? So the club head speed and the ball speed do obviously have a marriage, there's a relationship there. That's pretty much separated by, there's a lot of things obviously in the trackman world, but you'll hear the phrase of smash factor, which is essentially, let's just say a golfer swings the golf club at 100 miles an hour, 1.5 times that would be an optimum strike, which is right in the center of the face, would produce a ball speed close enough to 150 miles an hour. So obviously, if you can maintain the centeredness of strike, increase your club head speed, and all the technical proficiency that goes with that, the ball speed and the efficiency will rise with that, okay? So let's just say someone hits it off the toe with a lot of club head speed or the heel with a lot of club head speed. You are going to lose so much ball speed due to things like curvature, spin loft, angle of attack, all that stuff rolled into one is going to decrease the ball speed. But if you're an efficient player, or even if you have control at a certain speed and you have a high ball speed, you tend to see that coming down when you increase the club head speed. That's normally where I would really say put the handbrake up and address where the leak there is and then work towards that, if that makes sense, okay? So again, if I'm working on speed training, am I looking at ball speed? I am, because I really want to make sure it's out of the center or near enough to the center of the face. So if I get in and I try and get close enough to 130 miles an hour, we should have a ball speed over 190 ideally. So let's just see, can we do it? All right, so that was pretty good. Okay, so 132.7 miles an hour. A little off the toe, so that's about 189.5. So it's a good club head speed. Hit off the toe slightly, ball speed dropped. That certainly would have been 195 shot if I got it more into the center of the club. But I don't mind that because I'm happy. Club head speed is high, that's what I'm here for. I'm obviously going to try and work through another few swings and see can we get that ball speed. Maybe 195, maybe close to 200, who knows. Okay, so when you're working on speed, obviously that's one side of it, which is probably a little bit more fun than training accuracy. So how do you do that, especially on a space as vast as a beach? So it's just to get you focusing on something pretty close to you that relates to the target. You're trying to reenact that on the golf course. So I've set up a little station there with a window. So that orange line is my line to the target, which is lined up to a point out in the distance. Again, you can do this in the golf course, but it's a great way to train it here on the beach. Again, it's very hard to pick a target sometimes when there's not something really close to you. And I have a window in front. Ideally, the ball is going to go through that window, and I'm just going to react to that, and obviously it lines up with the target outside. So it's pretty simple. So we just set up, you're trying to just pick your point here, and after that you got to just trust it and react. So that was absolutely perfect. I'd be delighted with that in the golf course. But my point is, if you train the feeling that you're reacting, maybe you're still in a technical mindset or you're in some way that you're reacting to this, you can reenact that on the golf course, pick a spot in front of you. But again, just to add structure to your practice, you're not just going to the driving range belting balls. You're absolutely having a structure here. You can be in a technical mindset if you like. You can be in a speed mindset if you like. That was 1.32 miles an hour. Sorry, 1.23 miles an hour. Wasn't even thinking about speed. Was looking at accuracy. 307 carry, perfect. So point is, again, if you are really good and really tight at something, getting a ball traveling through a window consistently, that can really bring in the word dispersion and basically get you hitting straighter drives and becoming a better player. Okay, so a question we hear a lot about is how can I make my swing more consistent, or how do I develop a feel that's going to improve my golf? We always come back to the biomechanics. We always look at it that way. Is there a movement proficiency, or is there a movement issue that we see in players, and how do we benefit it? So for instance, to use my swing, this would be the fault I would have in my golf swing. So how do I work on it? I would do different things like stepping on bands, making sure that I'm feeling that movement as much as possible. So that is the opposite movement to what I want to do at times. And then similarly enough, something like this where you're pulling and then pushing, again, a different feeling. Build a club, create something using a coat hanger for this one. How do I get my hands moving up? That again, if you do that a million times, you're going to just form a new pattern with a solid feeling, okay? So if I took that hanger away, this might happen, or that might happen. And again, back to the swing. So obviously I'm trying to feel that my swing is moving up and as high as possible. And then I'm just trying to basically roll all that into one to give me a feeling that I can trust. So this is me going to really exaggerate that and go from there. So I look back on that on a video, see am I hitting those points. Again, I'm in a technical mindset, and it's just a case of training and repeating and sticking with the process.